Saudara-saudari, saya berterima kasih kepada saudara-saudari kerana sudi meluangkan masa pada malam Ahad ini bersama-sama kami untuk memperingati saudara Beng Hock. We are still angry. We are very angry with the findings of the Royal Commission on the death of Beng Hock. We are not satisfied. The murderers are still out there. They are still at large. Justice delayed is justice denied. It is extremely true for the case of the death of Beng Hock. We want to express our anger, but we are civilized society. We want to express our anger in a very long, enduring, but a very civilized way. We want to tell Najib that during his administration, a lot of tragedies had happened in the offices of MACC. This just shows one thing. There is blood in your hands, Putrajaya. There is blood in your hands, Putrajaya. After Beng Hock, it was Sarbani. And we do not know who will be number 3, who will be number 4. But if SPRM or MACC is not reorganized and totally overhauled according to law, more deaths will happen. Nobody can guarantee that tragic deaths like this will not repeat. I said we are very angry with the findings of the Royal Commission based on a few rational reasons. Number one, Royal Commission members made a lot of suggestions about the psychological situation, about the psychological impact that has befallen Beng Hock. But they made also a lot of suggestions that says, trying to say that his death was justified if it is being called as a suicide. Royal Commission framed in such a way that Beng Hock is a person with very weak character. He cannot withstand pressure of interrogation. We want this to be substantiated with further proof who are the exact murderers that caused the death of Beng Hock. And to this day, even though the RCI, the Royal Commission on Inquiry, has published its report, the deaths, the actual deaths, and the real culprits who caused the deaths, or what we call the murderers with blood in their hands, have not been handed towards public justice. We want justice, gentlemen. We want justice not for Beng Hock, but for Sarbani, but for everybody who came down as victims of tyranny, as victims of torture, as victims of outright violation of human rights. We also read from the report the way it was framed by the Royal Commission. It was disclosed that standard operating procedure of interrogation were not followed to the T, and that caused deaths. I want to remind everybody at Putrajaya, the deaths did not take place by the roadside. The death of Beng Hock and Sarbani did not take place by the coffee shop, did not take place by the cemetery. The deaths took place at the premises, official premises of SPRM. If murder happened right at the doorstep within the chambers of SPRM, we can conclude SPRM stands for Syarikat Pembunuh Rakyat Malaysia. Until you redeem yourself. So this is the type of anger we want to express. We want to sustain it, and I think we want to do it in a very civilized way. We can swear, we can say, neraka menunggu kamu. Mereka-mereka yang telah menyebabkan kematian Beng Hock dan Sarbani. Neraka menunggu saat-saat kamu. But we are not going to fight it that way. We are civilized society. We will follow the law, but we will tell the people who set the law and enforce the law to follow the law themselves. Because of that, we can't accept two things. Number one, when the report by the RCI was disclosed, was released, immediately SPRM said they will have an in-house inquiry onto the behavior of the three officials who are found or who have been named by the Royal Commission to be the people who have exerted or to be the people who did not follow the standard procedure for standard operating procedure for investigation that caused Beng Hock to commit suicide. And I ask you one simple question: can you trust the thieves with your money? Can or cannot? Can you trust your lives with murderers? No. You cannot. So there's no point having internal inquiry anymore. Go straight in both Article or Section 330 of Penal Code, charge them for all these criminal cases which led to the death, which is every point will point to like what my Saudara Raya said. It's criminal by nature. It is homicide. People who cause another person to commit suicide, even though it is true, it is as good as committing murder yourself. And we want to tell Putrajaya to take note of this. This is number one. We cannot accept the fact that SPRM had wanted to just to begin another time-consuming internal investigation. No point. Go straight to penal code. Number two, we cannot accept the fact that the AG immediately, I do not know whether he reads or he does not read the RCI report, but he categorically said there won't be any persecution of the three officials named by RCI, the three MACC. We want to tell Putrajaya we cannot accept that. Can you accept that, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan? Tak boleh. We want Putrajaya to take immediate action, not to just freeze them from official duty, but persecute them, prosecute them using existing law. Let the court of law find its own cause. Let justice be done. Let not justice be delayed. Let not justice be denied to those who died. A worthy cause because they stood for us, Malaysia democracy. And we want to tell Putrajaya that even after 2 years, Beng Hock's death, on his day of funeral, I was in Malacca. We all wept, we all cried, but I do not think our tears have been dried. I do not think our anger has subsided, but I want everybody to remain calm, fight the good fight at the ballot box to teach them a lesson. But before that happens, I want everybody to know the political struggle of PAP had always been faced with a lot of pressure, obstacles, because there are, in the name of democracy, there are so many people who don't play by the name of democracy. We have Kapal Singh, we have Kit Siang, Guan Eng, we have Tan Kong Wai, we have Tan Seng Yao. All of them have been visitors to Kamunting Hotel before. But none of them can beat that one of us, among us, young men, good young men of Malaysia had died. We want to make sure people who died in the hands of MACC do not die in vain, please God. I thank you for coming, but I want you to hold up, remember this case. It is not just Beng Hock, it is not just for Sarbani, but we want it to be remembered that we are fighting for the spirit of democracy and we want truth. Kita menuntut kebenaran dan keadilan.